Hello, it's Maggie, the Cheshire Crafter here. A few weeks ago, I showed you with my shopping haul how to add in this Christmas decoration, just as a Christmas gift. This is English paper piecing, and I'm going to show you how to make it. And then I'm going to show you how you can vary it for a different look and different occasion. Obviously, this one's for Christmas. You can hang it anywhere, in particular on a tree. Now, they can lie quite flat and they're very lightweight, so they're ideal to post. First, let me begin by the English paper piecing pack. You might remember this from the Festival of Quilts. My friend Sandra bought a pack of these and I was so impressed by what she sent me that I sent off for a pack myself. You can buy them online at paperpieces.com. And this is called the 1-inch jewel pieces. There are 75 pieces in this pack. They look like this. Each pack comes with instructions for English paper piecing and design ideas, but the design I'm going to show you here isn't shown on these instructions. Each paper piece looks like this, and when you put 6 together you will develop a flower design just like this. You'll need 6 pieces together to do a front and 6 pieces together to do a back. And remember that English paper piecing, if you've got a good quality of paper, which this is, you can reuse those pieces. I'll show you how to remove them as well. You can use any scrap fabric to make these, but remember that each piece of paper doesn't include a seam allowance. I wanted to make some with Christmas fabric, but I think it works very well with any ditzy design. The smaller the print, I think the better. Now, I buy these from eBay. These are 10-inch squares. And really, for maximum impact, you want a light, medium and a dark. You want some contrast and some interest within the pattern design. These fabric choices have been made up by the eBay seller, not me, but these are ideal. I haven't cut into these yet, but I certainly will be soon. Let me show you the design I'm working with at the moment. It's these. I decided to go for a holly print and I added in a 6th one because I think these were in batches of 5. I added in a 6th one that would correspond, but these are holly designs. Really pretty, in a variety of colours and with a variety of sizes and prints, but would complement each other. I've laid the fabrics on top of each other, so I'm cutting through 6, and I'm going to try and make use of that straight edge. I've allowed a 1/4 inch seam allowance and I'm going to cut across here. And I've just cut that extra little bit off, and I'm going to do, so that's enough for the front, I'm going to do for the back. Let's try here. I would recommend these cutter bee scissors. They are superb. That's cut through 6 layers with no problem. This is quality cotton fabric as well. If you're using felt, don't add a 1/4 inch seam. You don't need it. If you're going to use glue, make sure it's a basting glue or a glue stick. I'm going to show you a traditional method using needle and thread, and I've used polyester thread in a contrasting colour that's going to show up, and I'm not going to use this on any other project. I've sewn a knot in the end. I do this as a sit-down job while I've got my feet up watching TV. I'm going to watch Bake Off tonight. It's the semi-final. First, knot your thread and apply the paper piecing to the wrong side of your fabric. I'm going to fold the fabric over and start piercing it here. Fold the fabric over, leaving a 1/4 inch seam allowance like that, and hold it in place with your fingers while you sew. long basting stitches. Mind you don't pierce your fingers. Mind you don't pierce your fingers while you go. When you get to a corner, just pinch it and turn it over so that you've got a sharp edge, and then go through all layers of fabric and paper. Keep going round until you get to that sharp point at the top. At the top, when you fold it over, you'll create a dog ear, and that's correct. Do that, and don't worry about that dog ear at the moment. When you get back to the beginning, just flip it under. Just flip it under and sew in place. I like to finish with a knot. You can leave a long end if you wish. And cut it. So it looks like that on the back. Each piece now looks like this. I'm going to repeat that now 12 times. Now they'll look like this, and I've arranged them together so that you have a hexagon in the middle, and I've done dark light, dark light, dark light, and I'm going to sew them together on this short line first. Now, with right sides together and a knot at the beginning, I'm going to sew with small overlapping stitches, a whip stitch until I get to this end, and then tie it with a knot. For a whip stitch, I'm just taking a little bit of the fabric and just about piercing the paper beneath it through both sides, pushing it through and bringing it through. And do them neatly and evenly so it now looks like that. I'm going to go around the circle and sew the next one right sides together here. I always start in the middle and work outwards, and make sure that your points meet so that you get a neat, crisp edge. So where you have two edges like this that don't look like they're going to meet, just to ease the fabric a little bit until they do. Do that sewing through. Just like that. And finish with a knot. These stitches will show on the outside, so your colour choice is important. I sew them. This is one that I've already done. This is what it looks like on the front. On the back, it looks like this. Right, to sew it together, we're going to do the inside first. I'm going to start right in the corner so I get corner edges. I'm going to bury in all the spare bits of fabric and the knots and work my way around that hexagon. Again, using a small whip stitch. For my ribbon, I'm choosing this very narrow bright red satin ribbon, and I've cut about 10 inches. Now select where to put your ribbon. I'm going to put it where the berries are, and I've hidden about 1 inch of each end inside and just clipped it in place. I'm now going to sew on the outside edges starting here, and I'm going to work to the top. I'll show you what to do with the dog ears, and I'm going to work part way down this side, then remove the cotton and the inside. Don't sew all the way down or you'll find it too hard to get your paper pieces out. Right, when you get to the top, snip the cotton, the basting cotton, and release the dog ear top. And I'm just going to fold that fabric over on itself. Cut some off if you think it's too bulky, and then lie it flat and just fold it over and then clip it in place and repeat it on the other side. Now sew it until it's halfway down the second side. Now it's time to remove the basting cotton all the way round. Snip it and pull it out. And then reach in to pull out the papers. Just support them, especially at this top edge. Pull it out. Now you will see that I've nipped the edges, but I can reuse these pieces many times. And now that you've created a hole, just stuff it gently, making sure that you get right up into the point with your soft wadding. And then continue to seal up that hole. I'm going to stuff these with some soft polyester wadding. Use cotton wool, soft wadding. This is extra leftover from my quilting. And here it is finished. Now let me show you some alternatives. You can use a variety of fabrics. You can alternate different on the front and the back and change up the ribbon. Consider it for birthdays, nurseries, any other occasion. This is Maggie, the Cheshire Crafter. Enjoy your English paper piecing and I'll see you again soon. Bye.